You're sitting there on a Tuesday morning and realize it's been 4 weeks since you heard from one of your best clients. 4 weeks. And you don't know if that's good news or bad news. Maybe they solved their problem. Maybe they just got busy. Maybe they moved on to someone else. You literally cannot tell. And that uncertainty, it sits with you. You start wondering if you should reach out. You wonder if reaching out will feel pushy. You wonder if they even need you anymore. And the longer the silence goes, the more that wondering turns into a kind of quiet anxiety that you just live with. Welcome everyone. I'm Marina Sciarrino, and as you might guess from my accent, I'm a native Italian and French speaker, but more importantly, I'm a Gamified course architect, Xperiencify expert, and I help coaches, course creators, and service providers build engaging courses. I'm excited to dive into something that I think is at the root of why so many coaches feel uncertain about whether their clients are actually progressing or whether they just ghosted. So here's what I've noticed. There is this one mistake that sends clients running. So you have clients and they drift from you, out from you, away from you without a guidance. And these people are typically committed clients, people who book calls, show up, do the work between sessions. You have good relationships. But there is this invisible problem baked into the hourly model that nobody talks about. When you charge by the hour and you're available on demand, you have removed the one thing that actually keeps momentum alive, which is structure. So clients stop showing not because they quit, but because there is no structure. In an hourly model, silence is the default state, and coaches often cannot tell if someone is gone or done. The longer the gap, the more awkward the entry feels for the clients, making a return less likely. And most coaches discover a client has lived weeks after it happened with no clear moment to point to. So clients do not announce when they're leaving an hourly practice. They simply stop initiating. So think about it. Most coaches who package their work, who offer a 6 weeks program or 3 month container, their clients show up every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Every Tuesday. That is not negotiable. That is the thief. And because of that thief, sorry for the pronunciation, something happens. The client stays engaged, they work on things between sessions. Hopefully, we'll have another conversation about that. But they know the next session is coming. They don't disappear into life and forget about the transformation they were working on. But when you are hourly and available whenever they need you, what you created is a system where your clients have to initiate contact. So the model is the problem. You have built a system that requires clients to carry the relationship. Clients' full calendar, energy, and priorities will outweigh a coaching call when they have to self-schedule. And this is not a motivation problem, a commitment problem, it's a structural problem. So these clients, as we said, they have to remember to book a call. They have to feel like it's urgent enough to reach out. They have to keep themselves in motion. And here's the part that breaks my heart, because I know you're sitting there feeling responsible for this. That's not a client problem. The model itself predicts the outcome. So no cadence means no sustained momentum. So when clients must initiate every session, life wins almost every time. So let's talk about the structure. Because your client is not lazy. It's not ungrateful. He has a full life. And without a cadence, without a specific time that belongs to them and to you, recurring and reliable, that full life just takes over. So 3 weeks become 4 weeks, and then it becomes, oh my God, it's 2 months. And now we feel awkward about reaching out. And now we feel like we've dropped the ball. And now the relationship has this weird tension in it that did not exist before because they were just standing appointment. And you are meanwhile in this liminal space where you don't know where you should show up. You don't want to be pushy, you don't want them to feel bad. So you wait, you honor their autonomy, you give them space. And what you're actually doing is disappearing from their world. In the exact moment, they might need structure the most. Because a recurring appointment removes the decision to show up. It replaces willpower with commitment. And clients in such a program stay engaged between sessions because they know the next one is coming. The cadence carries the relationship, and the structure does not constrain the coaching, it protects the transformation. And most clients actually want this structure. So structure is not a constraint, it's the thing that keeps clients moving when motivation disappears. So the coaches I work with who shift from hourly to structured packages tell me the same thing. So their client transform faster. They stay engaged longer and they actually complete more work because the container changed that, the structure changed. The recurring appointment, that's when we say to ourselves, this is our time, this is our work, this is our commitment. And that's when clients stay in action, in motion. So remember that the silence trap affects both the coach and the client, because coaches who go client to another clients make a reasonable choice that could produce an unreasonable outcome. And from the client side, the coach silence can be read as an abandonment, not as respect. So the longer the silence, the more awkward the answer. So the following up with a deadline or a next step is not pressure. So when there is a recurring appointment, when there is the container that says this is our time, the thing that will surprise you is that most of your hourly clients probably want this structure. They want to know when they're going to see you next. They want that reminder that they're not alone in this. They want the cadence that keeps them moving. They're not asking for it because they think hourly is what you offer. But if you could offer them structure, most of them will say yes immediately. So backing off to give clients space is how coaches accidentally ghost the people they are trying to help. And my invitation, my recommendation for you is actually to put a structure, a cadence with them because they need it. And sometimes you might promote only or primarily your hourly coaching session on demand rather than promoting a structured program, a structured package with maybe a weekly commitment or a bi-weekly commitment, whatever commitment is, but you forget that this structure, this cadence will actually help your clients. So now that you know what you should think about, if today's video steered something for you, I want you to know that there is a different way to run your practice, where your clients get results and your calendar gets its life back. And I'm building something for coaches who are ready for that shift. And I'm opening a priority list. There is no commitment. You will just get first access and notifications, and you can find the links in the description. So I will say, take what landed today, sit with it. The answer is usually already there. What can you do to move your clients from this hourly on-demand coaching into structure cadence? Bye and stay tuned.